What if the way you leave your home before going to sleep is quietly affecting the way you think, feel, work, and even handle money? There is an ancient habit that takes only a few minutes. No expensive products, no complicated ritual, no special equipment, just one simple practice. Reset your home before you sleep. And before you dismiss this as ordinary cleaning, stay with me, because this isn't really about making your house look perfect. It's about what your environment communicates to your mind. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You open your eyes. You see yesterday's clothes on the chair, dirty plates in the kitchen, shoes scattered across the floor, a messy table, unfinished tasks everywhere. Before you've even left your bed, your brain has already received dozens of signals. Things are unfinished. There is work waiting. Something is out of order. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up. The kitchen is reasonably clean. The living room is organized. Your clothes are where they belong. The surfaces are clear. The bed is ready. Nothing is perfect, but everything feels intentional. Your brain receives a completely different message. The day is complete. We can begin again. That difference may seem small, but small signals repeated every day can shape habits. Ancient cultures understood something modern people often overlook. The way you close one day affects the way you enter the next. They didn't always have the technology, psychology, or productivity systems we have today, but they understood order. They understood preparation. They understood that rituals help the mind transition from one state to another. And resetting the home before sleep can become exactly that, a transition. You are telling yourself, today is finished. Tomorrow doesn't need to carry today's disorder. This is especially important if you're trying to build wealth. Why? Because wealth isn't only created by earning more money. It is also created by becoming more organized, more intentional, and more disciplined. Look around your environment. Does everything have a place? Do you constantly search for your keys? Do you leave small tasks unfinished? Do you postpone simple responsibilities? These may seem unrelated to money, but habits rarely stay inside one area of life. Someone who repeatedly ignores small responsibilities can eventually ignore large ones. Someone who learns to complete small tasks begins developing a different relationship with responsibility. And that's why tonight, before you sleep, don't try to clean your entire house. Start small. Clear one surface. Wash the dishes. Put away your clothes. Prepare something for tomorrow. Take out the trash. Then stop. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is closure. Because when you close a day intentionally, you create space for tomorrow. Have you ever entered a room and immediately felt uncomfortable without knowing exactly why? Nothing dramatic happened. There was no danger, but something felt heavy. Sometimes, your environment carries visual reminders of everything you haven't completed. That pile of laundry, that unfinished project, those dishes, that paperwork, that cluttered desk. Each individual item seems harmless, but together, they create a constant stream of information. Your brain sees unfinished tasks, and unfinished tasks can keep your attention occupied. This is why resetting your home before sleep isn't about becoming obsessed with cleanliness. It's about reducing unnecessary mental noise. Think of your mind like a desk. If your physical desk is covered with papers, receipts, cups, cables, notebooks, and random objects, it becomes harder to focus on one thing. Your environment doesn't determine everything about your thoughts, but it can influence what your attention repeatedly encounters. And attention is valuable, especially when you're trying to build something. A distracted person may spend an entire evening moving between tasks without completing any. A more intentional person creates conditions that make focus easier. This is where the ancient habit becomes interesting. Before sleep, you are not simply cleaning. You are closing loops. You are telling your mind, that task is complete. That room is ready. Tomorrow's clothes are prepared. The kitchen is settled. The workspace is clear. And then something changes. You no longer need to mentally rehearse every little thing. You can rest. This principle appears in different forms across many traditions. Order before rest. Preparation before the next day. Closing the day with gratitude. Making peace with unfinished things. These practices may look different, but they share a common idea. Don't carry unnecessary disorder into tomorrow. And here's where money enters the conversation. Financial disorder often looks similar to physical disorder. Unopened bills, ignored account statements, untracked spending, subscriptions you forgot about, impulsive purchases, unplanned debt. You don't have to become wealthy before becoming organized. In fact, organization can be part of becoming financially stronger. Imagine applying the same nightly reset to your finances. Before sleeping, you don't need to spend an hour studying your bank account. Just ask, did I spend intentionally today? Did I buy something because I needed it or because I was emotional? Did I move closer to my financial goals today? 3 questions, a few minutes. But over time, awareness creates change because you cannot improve what you refuse to observe. And this is why the nightly home reset can become more than cleaning. It can become a daily practice of self-leadership. You finish what you can. You prepare what you need. You release what doesn't need your attention tonight. Then you rest. But there's something else you should reset before sleeping. Something that has nothing to do with your kitchen, bedroom, or living room. It's your emotional environment. There's another kind of clutter that cannot be seen. Resentment, anger, regret, anxiety, jealousy, unforgiveness, fear. You can have a perfectly clean house and still go to bed carrying a completely chaotic mind. That's why resetting your home should also remind you to reset yourself. Before you sleep, ask, what am I carrying that I don't need to carry into tomorrow? Maybe someone offended you. Maybe something didn't work out. Maybe you made a financial mistake. Maybe you failed at something. Maybe you spent the day comparing yourself to someone else. You don't have to pretend those things didn't happen, but you don't have to sleep beside them either. Ancient wisdom has long emphasized the importance of reflection at the end of the day, not endless self-criticism. Reflection. What did I learn? What should I change? What should I release? What should I be grateful for? This is powerful because reflection turns experience into wisdom. Without reflection, you simply repeat patterns. Think about your money. If you overspend every month but never stop to examine why, the pattern continues. If you constantly procrastinate but never ask what triggers it, the pattern continues. If you repeatedly surround yourself with people who drain you but never reflect on your boundaries, the pattern continues. A nightly reset creates a pause. And sometimes a pause is where wisdom begins. Try this simple 3-part practice tonight. First, review. Ask, what happened today? Don't judge yourself. Just observe. Second, release. Tell yourself, I cannot change today, but I can learn from it. Release what doesn't require another hour of worry. Third, prepare. Choose one thing that will make tomorrow easier. Lay out your clothes. Write down your priority. Prepare breakfast. Organize your workspace. Set aside what you need. This is how small habits become powerful, not because they produce instant miracles, but because they reduce friction. And reduced friction makes good behavior easier. There's also something deeply important about gratitude. Before sleeping, name 3 things you are grateful for. They don't need to be extraordinary. A meal, a conversation, a safe journey, your health, your family, an opportunity, a lesson, a simple moment of peace. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means refusing to let what is wrong become the only thing you can see. And that matters because people who constantly focus on what they lack can become vulnerable to impulsive decisions. They buy to feel better. They spend to impress. They chase things they don't need. But contentment creates breathing room. You can still want more while appreciating what you already have. That is a healthier form of ambition. And now imagine combining everything. A clean environment, a clear plan, a grateful mind, a calmer emotional state, a prepared morning. That's not magic. It's discipline. And discipline practiced every night can eventually transform the way you live. But how exactly do you turn this into a nightly ritual without making it complicated? Tonight, try something different. Before you go to bed, give yourself 10 minutes, not an hour, not an exhausting deep clean, just 10 intentional minutes. Minute 1, clear the main visible clutter. Put away shoes. Fold the blanket. Return objects to their places. You are not cleaning the entire house. You're creating visual calm. Minutes 2 and 3. Reset the kitchen. Wash the essential dishes. Wipe the main surface. Put food away. Leave the room ready for tomorrow. Then minutes 4 and 5. Prepare tomorrow. Choose your clothes. Gather your keys. Prepare what you need for work. Write down your most important task. This is powerful because tomorrow you will wake up with fewer decisions to make. Minutes 6 and 7. Reset your workspace. Close unnecessary tabs. Put away papers. Clear your desk. Leave only what you need for the next important task. Then minute 8. Reset your finances. Not a full financial review, just awareness. Ask, did I spend intentionally today? If you made an unnecessary purchase, don't attack yourself. Learn from it. If you saved money, acknowledge it. If you made progress, recognize it. Minute 9. Reset your emotions. Ask, what am I still carrying? If something can be solved tomorrow, write it down. If it cannot be solved tonight, release it for now. Then minute 10. Give thanks. Think of 3 things. And finally say, today is complete. Tomorrow has its own work. Tonight I rest. Then go to bed. Notice what you're doing. You're not trying to control life. You're creating a boundary between today and tomorrow. And that boundary matters. Because without boundaries, everything blends together. Work enters your bedroom. Problems enter your sleep. Yesterday enters tomorrow. And tomorrow's worries invade tonight. But a nightly reset says, enough for today. There is wisdom in knowing when to stop. And this habit can extend far beyond your home. Reset your room. Reset your schedule. Reset your spending. Reset your thoughts. Reset your priorities. Reset your expectations. Then begin again. This is why ancient habits remain valuable. They often contain simple principles that modern life makes easy to forget. Order creates clarity. Preparation creates confidence. Gratitude creates perspective. Reflection creates wisdom. Discipline creates freedom. And wealth is often built through the repeated practice of these ordinary principles. Not one dramatic decision, not one lucky day, but thousands of small decisions made when nobody is watching. So tonight, don't ask yourself, how can I completely transform my life? Ask something smaller. What can I reset before I sleep? Clean one corner. Finish one small task. Prepare one thing. Release one worry. Give thanks for 3 things. Then sleep. Tomorrow, you will wake up in an environment that is already helping you begin. And perhaps that's the real secret. The home you reset tonight may become the mind you reset tomorrow. And the mind you reset tomorrow may become the life you build over time. If this message resonated with you, comment, I reset before I rest. And if you want more videos about ancient wisdom, wealth, discipline, abundance, mindset, and simple habits that can transform your life, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Remember, you don't always need a new life. Sometimes you need to reset the one you already have. One room, one habit, one evening, one decision at a time. And tomorrow morning, you begin again.